talk a little about that. In this age of Kali, chant the holy name of the Lord. Chant the holy name. Chant the holy name. To achieve God realization, there is no other way. No other way. No other way. Now, there are other ways. But for this particular age, the easiest way is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Now, in Satya Yuga, which goes back over 4 million years ago, in Satya Yuga, people meditated. Their minds were calm, peaceful, focused, concentrated. They could visualize Krishna. It's very difficult today. If you've noticed on the commercials when you watch them on TV, how they keep cut, because people have short attention spans. So they keep cutting you to this, to that, to this, so that you watch everything and you won't get bored. So that's in Kali. So in Satya Yuga, people could concentrate on picture of Krishna for hours and hours. Their minds were pure. They did not have the impurities generally seen in people today. In Treta Yuga, they used different sacrifices, and their minds focused on those. And on Dwapara Yuga, they used different elaborate worship ceremonies. And in Kali Yuga, the means is the chanting of Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
That is the method, that is the means. Lord Chaitanya says, "Oh my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings. Thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy name, but I am so foolish that I have no attraction for them." He also says that you have invested all your transcendental energies in this name. What does that mean? It means the potency of Krishna is in the name. So that when you chant the name Krishna, you are associating with Krishna. If I take your hand, I'm associating. I feel the warmth of his hand. Okay? If you take a bar of iron and put it in fire, it starts out cold, it gets hotter and hotter. You take that hot iron and put it on paper, and the paper blazes up. It becomes the same as fire. By contact, by association, by its communication. So, when you touch Krishna with your mind, you are touching purity. And Krishna, he's all pure. And as you touch this purity, and if you do it with faith, you don't even have to have faith. You can do it in a joking manner, and you'll still get benefit. But there is greater and lesser benefit. If you do it offensively, your benefits will be held in abeyance, held off until later, when you become more faithful. But the benefit is there. The name is absolute. And every time you say Krishna, it's kind of like if I put a gold coin in your pocket. Now, if I put it in your pocket, but you don't know it, then you can't spend it, because you don't know it's there. So if you chant with offenses, it's like getting the gold coin in your pocket without knowing it. Eventually, Krishna gives you enough intelligence to put your hand in the pocket, and you suddenly discover, hey, I'm a rich man. I was thinking I was poor all these days. But a person who has faith, he immediately puts his hand in his pocket. He says, I'm a rich man, immediately. So this is very important to understand. If you have faith in Krishna's name, and sometimes Krishna gives you something to have faith. He fills you with transcendental peace, with bliss, with calmness, with freedom. If you feel free, you don't feel so entangled. You feel a connection with every human being, with all the trees and the flowers. You look at the flowers and you're bowled over. You feel Krishna's presence in everything. And when Krishna gives you that mercy, then you know Krishna is real. He is true. He is forever. He is within you. No question about it. If you don't have that experience, then you can pray, Krishna, sincerely, I don't really fully believe you. I don't believe in you. But I want to. Everything I heard about you is so wonderful, but all I feel is the material world. So I'm begging for your mercy. Please help me to have a true understanding, a true vision, and a true sensitivity to your holy presence. If you do that, Krishna will respond. And when you begin to feel Krishna's holy presence and the joyfulness, I use the kind of gross example of a bottle of 7-Up and shaking it and all the bubbles coming up, you'll start to feel the bubbles of bliss in your heart. And you begin to feel love for everyone, everywhere. Even the worst of criminals, you see that he is just completely misguided. He is, as it's mentioned here, a sinner. So I was talking about sin. And Krishna says that a person who goes against his wishes, goes against his... I'll give you the verse. He who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection, nor happiness, nor the supreme destination. So what does he get? He gets a temporary pleasure and lots of misery in the wake. I don't think anybody wants that. We want eternal pleasure. Pleasure which never ends. Why do we want eternal pleasure? Because it's our nature to be blissful always. In the spiritual world, we were always blissful. So one may ask, and I'm sure all of you, or many of you already have the question, then if we were blissful, then why did we do what we did? Why did we go ahead and just decide to become independent of Krishna and come to this and just want to be a Krishna, or at least try to be a Krishna? Why did we do this? Because we have independence, and out of curiosity, we wanted to feel what it's like to be a Lord. Now you might say, well, why such curiosity? Well, the Lord also has curiosity. He wants to know what it feels like to be loved, or to love Him the way Srimati Radharani loves Him. Now, how can He actually know that unless He experiences it? So the Lord comes down to this world as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to taste what it's like to love His own self. Just as Srimati Radharani is loving Krishna. So he is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Lord Chaitanya is. And he's tasting and he's experiencing the bliss of loving Krishna. So he has curiosity. But that is pure curiosity. Our curiosity is what we call impure. Because it represents a desire to try to be equal to Krishna, notwithstanding the fact that Krishna says, since I'm the supreme person without a second, and since no one is equal to me,